Welcome to the In Shape Fitness Show. I'm Kim Watkins and I will be your trainer for this week's workout that we call Glam Glutes. With bathing suit season upon us, at least unofficially, it is time to turn your attention to the derriere so that you look great on the beach or at the pool or just feel great in general. I've got 18 30-second moves for you. So why don't you stand up, take a couple of deep breaths, throw off those shoes. You do not want to wear shoes for this workout. You really want to grip the floor, focus on your foot strength, which obviously isn't the concentration of our effort today. We're really focusing on the upper part of your thigh, your hips, your butt. But, it's always good to just get connected to your floor surface, and you can't really do that with shoes on. So, unless you have orthopedic issues that require you to wear the shoes, go ahead and cast those shoes off. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Make sure that your ears are over your shoulders, your chest is open, your tailbone is tucked in, and your abs are engaged. March in place now for 30 seconds. Lift the knees up high. Take it slowly. This is not a choppy march. This is a focused, precise lift of the knee, which forces the other foot to support your body weight, and then gently put the foot back down. Make sure you don't turn your toes out, and you've got 10 more seconds. Swing your arms forward and back. Keep the back straight. Squeeze the tummy muscles. This is going to be a fairly intense workout. You may feel sore in your glutes tomorrow, but do this 3 or 4 times over the next couple of weeks, and you are just going to feel so much better. Tighten up those sort of wiggly areas in the butt and really help you feel great wherever you are spending your summer. Okay, extend your arms out. Let's just warm up the back, warm up the shoulders a little bit. We're not going to do a ton of work on our hands, but you're going to need to have at least some limbered limbs. So make some giant arm circles with your shoulders at your shoulder height with your arms out straight. Don't bend the elbows, no wet noodle arms, and reverse the circles. Kegel exercises are great whenever your feet are not moving. Do Kegels. Do them. I'm doing them now. See? It's very, very, very tricky little sneaky exercise that you can do at any time. The other thing you can do at any time is breathe real deeply, because as you breathe deeper, you have to use your diaphragm more. Very passive breathing technique, sort of in and out of the mouth, is kind of what people get used to having. But if you really focus on taking in air through your nose and expanding your belly, you work that diaphragm, which is a muscle deeply inside your body. Okay, let's start the workout here. First thing up is something we call crazy monkey. So it's a fast foot shuffle. Start moving your feet. You're going to be about hip width apart. Don't let your toes turn out. You want to keep your feet perfectly straight. And you're going to shuffle your feet as fast as you can, like you might see in a sort of a circuit on the football field or something. The guys are moving their feet, landing lightly on the balls of your feet. Now, I'm going to start at 30 seconds. The other thing I want you to do is lift your arms up in front of your body, make a right angle at the elbow joint, and sort of vertically chop your forearm forward. That is what we call crazy monkey. Go. Just keep going. If you already started, you'll go a little longer than 30 seconds, but that's okay. Breathe deeply and keep the abs engaged. Don't bend forward too far. Keep the back straight. You've got 10 more seconds. Keep it going. Go faster. Fast as you can. You should feel your butt wiggling. Even people with very strong, muscular tushies will feel the jiggle there. Okay, now let's do some jumping jacks. I'm going to continue this effort to get your heart rate up because I want to keep it up as much as we can. And so jump double width out in terms of your shoulder width, and then reach up with your arms to touch at the top, and then back down. Time starts now. Each of these moves, as I said before, are for 30 seconds. So what ends up happening if you pause after I finish you up, I'll tell you obviously when the 30 seconds is over for each of the moves, then you end up with a little bit of downtime for breaks as I introduce you to the next move. If it's important to you to keep moving the entire time, go back to a standing jog or jumping jacks. And when we're on the floor, you can do other things too, and I'll talk about that later. Okay, you're all set with that. Now what I want you to do is slow it down. I want you to stabilize your body weight on your right leg without turning your toes out. Squeeze your glute. You have to really focus on this because it's kind of hard to do. You really think about your butt. And keeping your back straight, hinging at your hip, reach down with your left hand. The left foot comes off the floor. And if you have decent balance and you can touch the floor without pushing off of the floor, that's great. If not, just reach down and sort of to the shin level or even to the knee level. Now exhale, again, come up as slowly as you can by contracting your glute. And let's try to do 2 more on this leg, and then you'll switch to the other side. In total, this move takes about a minute, so it's 30 seconds for the right side, 30 seconds for the left, and you'll only do 3 in 30 seconds. That's how slow I want you to go. Let's finish up the one that you're on. Hopefully you're on the 3rd one. Okay, good. All right, now if you're right-handed, this left side is going to be harder, so stabilize your weight on your left leg. Make sure you press all 4 corners of your left foot into the floor. Contract your leg muscles and your glute. Reach down with your right hand and come all the way up. Once again, down with the right hand, keeping your back straight. Squeeze those tummy muscles. Come all the way up, real slow. The slower, the better. The concentrated focus on that lift using the glute prevents your putting strain on your back and using momentum to lift your body up. Okay, hopefully you've done 3 of those. You'll get no other chance to do them, but it's called a forward reach. If you get a chance to do it again, that's a really good exercise for your butt. Okay, now we're going to do some squats with that lateral leg lift. We call them sumo squats. So make sure your feet are hip width apart. Don't turn your toes out. Sit down and back into an imaginary chair. And then as you come up, squeezing your butt, pressing your heels into the floor, lift, don't kick, your right leg out to the side. As you put the leg back down on the floor, go right back into your squat. There's no stop and start. You're not going to stop and then go into the squat. You're going into the squat as you're putting your foot down on the floor, and alternate feet. Okay? 30 seconds. Time starts now. Terrific. Keep breathing. Try not to lean forward as you do your squats. It's very, very easy to lean your body forward because then you sort of shift your body weight, distributing your body weight slightly differently, which gives you a little more balance, but in turn that doesn't work the muscles we want to work. We want to work the back of the leg, the butt, and the hips, and you've got 3 seconds more. We're going to keep doing squats though, so keep going. The next squat you're going to do is a squat with a forward kick. So now you're going to squat all the way down. As you come up, this time you're going to lift the right knee up or the left knee up, kick out the foot, then bend the leg and put the leg back down in the same place. And at the same time, of course, you're going back into that next squat. So let's start 30 seconds for that. A couple of things about this particular move. If you flex the foot when you lift up the knee and kick out your extended leg, you're going to activate the back of the leg. You'll feel that in your hamstrings as well, which is another tricky little spot on the modern human body. So definitely do that just to activate those muscles, make sure blood is flowing to those muscles, and it's all good, right? A couple more. Going down to the floor next. And 3, 2, and 1. Good. Okay, lay down on the floor now. Now we're going to do 2 sets, two rounds of hip bridges. So lie on your floor with your head on the floor, your arms are down by your sides, your knees are bent, and your feet are on the floor, hip width apart, with your pinky toes in line with your heels. This is very important. I've said it probably 6 or 7 times just in the 9 minutes that we've been working out together. But turning out your toes is a default sort of detraction from good posture and good function in your body. You really, biomechanically, if you turn your toes out,
your quads do much more of the work and prevent other muscles from being recruited. So you really want to keep your feet perfectly straight unless given specific instructions otherwise. So lift your hips up, press your toes into the floor, and just hold this for a couple seconds. Take a couple of deep breaths. You should feel, if you press into the floor with those toes, you should feel the back of the leg and the butt contracting. Don't turn your toes up or let them float up because your heel wants to take all the body weight. You don't want to do that. One other thing that I constantly see myself or remind myself of when I work with clients is to make sure you use 4 corners of each foot. And it's weird because the foot is not a square, obviously, but just pretend that it is. Press in. Now lower down, lift up. Let's do 6 of those. Lift up, lower down, lift up, down, squeeze up, down. Really squeeze those glutes. One more time. Good. Very good. Okay, stay in that position. Do not lower your hips yet. Because the next thing that we're doing is you're going to lift the left leg up off the floor. I have the sniffles. Left leg off the floor. Now, with just the right leg in the same spot, lower the hips, lift up. Lower the hips and lift up. Good. Keep that going. Don't let the toes of the right foot come off the floor. You want to keep your toes down. Down and up as you exhale. Down, up, one more. Now switch sides. And once again, your left is going to be harder because you're right-handed. Your left leg, if you're right-handed, I'm actually left-handed, so there are maybe people out there in the world that are also left-handed, but for the majority of the population, your left leg is going to be a little bit weaker. So let's go. Down and up. Good. Exhale as you lift up. Keep the toes down. Keep your back straight. Keep your abs engaged. One more. Okay. Now, turn your body to your right side or the left side. It doesn't really matter all that much. We're going to do both sides. So, one thing to note, if you have in your house, in your possession, a Go band, which is the resistance band, the single piece of equipment that I generally use, it's the little white rubber band or giant rubber band actually. You can put that around the bottom of your thigh, and for this move that we're going to do next, it's great to add a little bit of lateral resistance. So, if you have a band or some other band, you can use that. Otherwise, it's perfectly useful to do this exercise without anything. It's called a clamshell. You've probably seen it before. Bend your knees in front of your body. Kind of like you're making a chair out of your body. So you want to bring your knees forward, make a right angle at your hip joint, and then a right angle at your knee joint. And lift the left knee up, the left foot and the left knee at the same time, at the same sort of level. Slowly lower back down for 30 seconds. Go. Excellent. Remember, pause at the top. That point where you switch directions, the apex of the repetition. So important in terms of your control. When you just sort of flop up and flop down, flop up, flop down, sort of passively, the momentum builds, you don't get as much of a workout. You simply don't get that much in terms of your time. So really focus on the squeeze, this change in direction, the negative resistance on the way down. Good, now keep doing that. But what I want you to do now is lift up the knee, kick out your foot, straighten the leg, right? Then bend the knee and then lower down. 30 more seconds on this leg. Time starts now. Excellent. Don't worry about how many you're doing. It's not important. What is important is that you control your momentum. Just control the leg and really focus on especially that smooth transition when you kick your leg out, then as you bend, and then as you lower. The smooth movement gives you the driver's seat. One more, finish it up, and we're going to switch to the other side. Okay, go ahead and turn your body over. give you a couple of seconds to get yourself back into that position with the, I guess you're on your left side now, well, whatever, just the other position, the other side. Okay, now just the knee lift with the foot. So knee and foot, lift up straight, lower down slowly. Time starts now. Just past the 15-minute mark here. And we've got, after this move, let's see, we have, I planned these things out a little bit. 4 moves after this. So you'll be out of here by 20 minutes, in 20 minutes. And let me just say, I don't like the gym. I wouldn't have you go to the gym because I don't go to the gym. But if you do this workout a couple times a week, in addition to, some activity in your life. Okay, add the kick part. Next 30 seconds, you're lifting up the knee, kick your foot out, then bend, then lower down. It is perfectly normal, acceptable, and metabolically feasible for you to do this, walk a little bit, take stairs where you can, eat well, and have fun recreationally, do stuff, rather than sit your whole, leisurely life on the couch watching reruns of Sex and the City or Dead Man? I forget that show that's pretty all the rage now on AMC. Anyway, there are plenty of other ways to spend your time, your leisure time. Okay, that's it for the clamshells. Now what I want you to do is get yourself into push-up position. So turn your body over. Yes, you're in push-up position on your toes, but you're not going to do push-ups. What you're going to do are Spider-Mans, because that helps work that knee or the side abs and the glute a little bit more. Bring the right knee around to the right elbow. Then stretch back out. Then the left knee comes around to the left elbow. Then stretch back out. That's all you're doing. Make sure you keep your butt down. Very important. I'm going to start the 30 seconds now. Keep breathing. Keep your butt square or in a straight line, right, with your body. And squeeze the elbow to the knee. Get that knee all the way up there. Take your time. Once again, repetitions don't really matter here. What matters here is that squeeze of the muscle and the extension back out to start with complete control without momentum helping you out. You're halfway through. And 3 moves are left, right? We're almost finished. 5 seconds. Okay, go ahead now and lower your body down to your forearms. Make sure your elbow stays right underneath your shoulder. Press your hands into the floor, and we're just going to hang out here for 30 seconds. It's a plank. If you're strong in terms of planks and you want to do a little corkscrew, that's great. If you want to, do a little forward back movement with your feet, we call that a moving plank. That's great. You can invert your feet and rest on the top part of your feet. You're 15 seconds in, by the way. We call that a mermaid plank. You can do that too. 8 seconds left. Either way, squeeze those butt cheeks. Contract your abs even more. Keep breathing. 3 seconds. 2, 1, and great. Okay, now for the last 2 moves, you're going to be turn to the other side on your butt. I call this a sculling crunch. This is your hip and your abs. Ab work together. Hands on the floor. Lean back to 45 degrees. Bring your knees in towards your chest. Your feet come off the floor. Extend your legs out straight. Your feet stay elevated the entire time. We call this the sculling crunch. Go. Inhale on your way in with your knees. Exhale as you straighten your legs back out. You can do this. It's almost over. 20 seconds left. Very good. 15 seconds. And as promised, you're going to finish in 20 minutes. In fact, you're going to do one more move. We've got the jackknife crunch coming up as the last move. And then you will be done. Okay, lay all the way down on the floor, straight legs, arms over your head, straightened out. As you exhale, draw your belly button in towards your spine. Lift your body all the way up off the floor until you're sitting up straight. Extend your arms out and lift one leg up and then roll back slowly. Exhale, lift up the second time and lift the other leg up. Sort of your hands are reaching towards the shin of the lifted leg. That sounds like a Dr. Seuss book. I don't know why. The lifted thorax, I guess is why I'm thinking of that. Okay, 15 seconds left. And the jackknife crunch. I can tell sometimes that I have a toddler in my home. I guess she's not really a toddler anymore. She's in school. But anyway, there you go. I hope your butt feels good. And once again, this is it's 20 minutes. You feel like you want to do a second set of those moves. That would be so great for your bottom line. But it's a really good idea to incorporate some of this activity into other things that you're doing in terms of walking or running. If you go swimming, if you play tennis, do the strength work. Do it in your living room. You don't need a gym. You don't need weights. And I am happy to prove it if you need to. Reach out to me. InShape-Fitness.com is the best way to get in touch with me. And I'll see you again next week. Have a great day.